Hello, children. How are you all? Very good morning. Hope that everybody is fine at home. Okay. Today we are going to have a reading activity as we have completed the second lesson, My Early Home. So, students, reading is very important, and books are our best friends, isn't it, students? So if you know reading, then you will be able to understand the lesson. Otherwise it is very difficult to understand it. So we should develop a reading habit every day. So we should read story books, magazines or newspapers and articles, okay, so that you can improve your reading skills. So today we are all in lockdown period, okay. So we don't know when you will go to school or when schools will reopen. We don't know. So now you have lot of time. You can read, okay. You are staying at home, so you can spend time in reading. So you should read at least half an hour per day so that you can improve your reading skills. So, my dear students, uh, by reading, we get so many benefits, isn't it? So, reading helps us to improve our English, improve our vocabulary, and it also helps us to improve our communication skills and increases our knowledge. Okay, so and also it reduces stress. So it gives us happiness when we are reading the story books. No, we feel so happy. Okay, because we understood. Suppose if you are reading and you don't understand, then there is no use, isn't it, students? So when you're reading something, you should able to understand it. You should able to grasp it. So it helps our brain to think critically. So and also reading takes to the world of imaginations, okay, and creativity. So do you understand, students, how reading is essential and very important? Okay, come back to our activity today. Now I am going to read the lesson, just one part of the lesson. Okay, so you can follow my reading, and those who have textbooks, you can open your textbooks and you can follow my reading. Okay, so before reading the lesson yourself, okay, before you are recording your lesson video, you have to introduce your name, your class, and mention the lesson. Okay, then you start reading the lesson. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now I am going to read the lesson. Listen carefully. Okay, so first we have to introduce your name. Okay, so the lesson name is My Early Home. Okay, what is the lesson name? My Early Home. So the first place that I can remember well is a large pleasant meadow with a pond of clear water in it. Some shady trees leaned over it, and rushes and water lilies grew at the deep end. So, my dear students, when you're reading, you have to observe the commas and full stops. Then you have to pause for some time. Okay, just 2 seconds. Okay, so you have to, we should know how to pause, while reading. Okay, once again, I'm starting from the beginning. The first place that I can remember well is a large pleasant meadow with a pond of clear water in it. Some shady trees leaned over it, and rushes and water lilies grew at the deep end. Over the hedge on one side, we looked into a plowed field, and on the other, we looked over a gate at our master's house, which stood by the roadside. At the top of the meadow was a plantation of fir trees, and at the bottom, a running brook with steep banks. While I was young, I drank my mother's milk, as I could not eat grass. In the daytime, I ran by her side, and at night, I lay down close by her. When it was hot, We used to stand by the pond in the shade of the trees, and when it was cold, we had a nice warm shed near the plantation. As soon as I was old enough to eat grass, my mother used to go out to work in the daytime and come back in the evening. There were 6 young colts in the meadow besides me. They were older than I was. Some were nearly as large as grown up horses. I used to run with them and had a great fun. We used to gallop together round and round the field as hard as we could go. Sometimes we had rather rough play, for they would frequently bite and kick. One day, when there was a good deal of kicking, my mother whinnied to me to come to her, and then she said, I wish you to pay attention to what I am going to say to you. The colts who live here are good colts, but they are cart horse colts. And of course, they have not learned, they have not learned manners. You have been well bred and well born. Your father has a great name in these parts, and your grandfather won the cup 2 years back at the New Market races. Your grandmother had the sweetest temper of any horse I ever knew, and I think you have never seen me kick or bite. I hope you will grow gentle and good and never learn bad ways. Do your work with a good will, lift your feet up well when you trot, and never bite or kick even in play. I have never forgotten my mother's advice. I knew she was very wise, and our master thought a great deal of her. Her name was Duchess, but he often called her Pet. Our master was a good, kind man. He gave us good food, good lodging, and kind words. He spoke as kindly to us as he did to his little children. We were all fond of him, and my mother loved him very much. So I stop here. So, my dear students, I hope you understood how to read. Okay, you have to pause while reading. Wherever you see commas and full stop, you have to pause it. Okay. Sometimes, my dear students, you don't know some words. Okay, how to pronounce. So, what is the solution? So just you have to type the word which you don't know in Google. Okay, go to internet and open the Google. Then you type the word in the Google search. Okay, you write the word. Suppose you don't know what is the meaning of trot. Okay, T-R-O-T, trot. So you type the word trot in the Google. Okay, then inside you enter the pronunciation. Okay, then you will get the pronunciation. So open the click on that word trot, and then you will see the side by there is a option pronunciation. Okay, you click on that pronunciation, and you will get the word how to pronounce. So this is what you have to learn. Okay, so we are not no, you cannot find means if you don't understand any particular word. Okay, so you have to just type in the Google, then you will get the pronunciation. This is how we have to improve your reading skills and pronunciation of the words, not only in English subject but any other subjects like science, okay, SST. Okay, you have to develop your reading skills. Okay, my dear students, I hope you understood, and I request all the students read the text and record your voice. Okay, either it is audio or video clip. Okay, thank you very much.